All right, day 4 was all about program-based teaching versus session-based teaching and how to create some sort of pillars for your program. So the one thing I've learned, which is so true, is that, if you're a teacher who teaches session by session, for example, if you teach on an online platform, which I have done before and I'm sometimes retreating back to, you're basically selling an individual session and you're curating the session towards what the student wants, and you have no say over how many sessions they will book. So you're just waiting, you're sitting at home, you're like, oh my God, I hope that student will book another lesson with me, right? And it's just a very uncertain environment, and you have to adapt to each individual student. As a program-based teacher, what you're basically doing is you're creating a full program that is something that is fixed up front. Your student knows that they will pay for the full program and that the teacher will guide you or will guide them through the program. And for a teacher, this is a lot better because you can plan for the journey of the student, and you know for sure that the student will be with you. And I do actually also think that for the student, it's better because the student knows that the teacher will guide them throughout a part of their life, right, with a structured program. Which is something that I've also enjoyed as a language student myself over the last year with having gone to language schools, because they did follow some sort of structure, and with some online courses that I've taken, because I really like to see the progression of the program, And yes, then we were also looking at, kind of categorizing the different pillars that you should set up your program towards, and like kind of clustering the problems that students have, and then kind of like organizing them so that you kind of go through each problem individually in your future teaching program. And what I found really interesting was that James, the instructor, he said that you shouldn't first design and perfect your program for like 6 months, a year, and then release it. Rather, you should have a framework for your concept and then actually release it, and then get feedback from the students, and then perfect your program, and then teach more students, and then perfect it more, so that your program can kind of evolve to its best possible form, right? Because that is just what life is. You cannot create something perfect from the get-go. You need to get feedback, and who else to give you feedback than your future students? And I think this is something, I've gone through as a teacher myself. When I first started teaching, I knew nothing about teaching, and I still stood in front of the class and I gave my best. I gave it my all, and then I would get feedback from my boss or from students, and then I would have to incorporate that feedback. I would want to incorporate that feedback actually to just become a better teacher. So this is also the idea behind this program that you're setting up, that you create something that you believe is good, and then the students will give you feedback and tell you what you could maybe improve in the future. And I think it's a very natural process, and it's also like a mindset thing where we're trying to be perfect right from the beginning, but we're all just growing and evolving and learning, and we are giving our best, which doesn't mean that, we should not get feedback and then evolve our best version to another best version of ourselves.